Greetings, everybody. DFG here.
Jonathan Spates.
Brother Jonathan. Hey, guys. We wanted to come back to you this week with another message. As a matter of fact, you might want to get used to these two mugs. we figured we're going to come together. We decided to come once a week and just kind of share with you guys some things that we're thinking about.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so what are we talking about today, John?
Be a free thinker, but don't you dare question a question.
Now, isn't that something? So be a free thinker. How many times have heard people tell you, hey, you need to be a free thinker. You need to think independently. But at the same time, if you question something,
right,
then you get criticized for questioning it. And I'll give you an example. Yesterday I did a video on God and DOG. And, I shared the fact that, God and DOG are the same letters, but probably in reverse. Mm-hmm. But in essence, it was a sleight of hands to get us not to get closer to the Creator, which is explain probably why some of the stuff that's going on with so many believers on the planet. There's supposed to be 1.4 billion Christians. Just Christians, not Muslims. 1.4 billion Christians. If we were right as Christians, I'm not a Christian, Jonathan. Jonathan might be. Are you Christian, Jonathan?
I'm not.
I'm not a Christian, but I am a believer. Right. You're a believer?
Yes.
So we are men of Yahweh. We believe in Yahweh. But if there are 1.4 billion Christians on the planet, how is the planet in the shape and the condition that it's in right now? Something is wrong.
Right.
Like my mom used to tell me, when she smelled a rat, I think there's a rat in the cupboard. There's a dead rat. There's something dead going on out here. I think they have trained us to pray to a material God.
Absolutely.
Instead of the Most High Yahweh.
Absolutely.
And I know, okay, here you go again. Okay, let me show you something. I will show you that these people believe in a material God, John. You good with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Just so you know. Got a couple of these, but this those all ones.
I hope not.
If you look at this, can you see what that says? Who do we trust? Who?
In God.
In what?
In God.
That doesn't say Yahweh. Right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't say Yahweh. Right? It says money. Because you can get any currency, and you're going to find that on any of that currency.
Absolutely.
So it's clearly that Yahweh and God is not the same. Because there's a lot of people, Jonathan, believe in this, but don't believe in the Creator.
Right.
Guarantee you. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
So, so when you start thinking about, be a free thinker, you know what I'm saying? But don't question anything. Right. Are there other examples that you can think of?
Absolutely. Just growing up in school, it starts at a young age. You go to school, it's systematically being programmed to learn certain rules, how to act, how to behave, what you're learning, what to eat. So people are becoming more programmed, prisoners in their own mind, actually. And, you're not allowed to be a free thinker. You're told what to do, and it starts young.
Yeah. And it's interesting because, again, we're saying to people, use your mind. Right. Think.
Absolutely.
You follow me? We're telling people that the future is bright because of the young generation, the new generation.
Absolutely.
Because they can think.
Right.
But if we're telling them what to think all the time, then how is that not programming them?
It's like telling somebody think outside the box, but you're really telling them think inside the box.
Well, if you're in the school system, everybody last time I checked, not granted, excuse me, it's been a few years, right. But what I remember that everybody in the class was being taught the same thing, and you were being graded on whether or not you understood what everybody else in the class needed to understand.
And that's nationwide.
So if we all being programmed to think the way that, if you're looking at the public school system, the way the government wants you to think. Mm-hmm. It's the way the government wants you to think. You follow me? Now, then how are we believing that something is going to change in the future when we all being pre-programmed?
It's not. That's why, you see the rise in the prison system. A lot of these young guys, prison used to be something that was feared, I don't want to go to. didn't want to be part of. A lot
Remember?
a lot of young guys now, they embrace going to jail because
Uh-huh.
they're already systematically programmed.
Yes. So why do you think that they're comfortable with it? Just
They're used to being told what to do. They're used to being put in that box.
Wow. Wow. Good, it's very, very good point, Jonathan. And here's another interesting point that I'm going to bring up. And if you think in terms of free thinking, right? Because wisdom does not come from the earth. Wisdom comes from above.
Absolutely.
You follow me? It comes from above. It does not come from the earth. You're not going to get wise because you learned how to plant, corn. You're not going to be wise because you learned how to program a computer, or you went to some type of, what is it? What is the technology for people who build computer games and things of that nature?
Engineers and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, programming. That's not going to make you wise. Right. That's just going to make you maybe inventive or inventive, maybe creative. Right. But that's not where wisdom is going to come from. Right. Because if inventiveness was wisdom, there's no way we would have invented nuclear bomb. No. There's no way that we would be embracing DARP. And DARP is the military, complex now have come up with weaponry that is what we would call science fiction growing up. I mean, you're talking about robots now that are 10 feet tall that can operate machine guns, that can take and clamp scale buildings.
Absolutely.
You're talking about invisible aerodynamics as far as planes and different things that you can't even see them with the naked eye. Right. But these things are made to kill and destroy. Right. That's why they're making them.
Absolutely.
So if inventiveness is wisdom, then that's not wise to kill yourself.
No.
All right?
No.
So when we start talking about, again, be a free thinker, but, don't you dare question anything that I say. Right. Well, I would take it back into why isn't, so-called, prayer allowed in school anymore? Why isn't the schools allowed to talk about the Creator anymore? And the reason, and I'm being careful, Jonathan, when I say Creator, I'm being careful not to use the word G-O-D. I'm being very careful not to use it because I don't want to, use Yahweh's name in vain. Using his name in vain means that you calling him by another name. Jonathan and I were kidding a little earlier, right? Because people say, well, what's in the name? It doesn't matter. The name doesn't matter. Well, his name is Jonathan, okay? But I like him. He's my guy. I like him, and he is my guy. So I told him, guess what, Jonathan? I got a new name for you. I got a surname for you. I'm going to call you Bastard. He laughed at me like that. I said, I got a new name. Jonathan's new name is Bastard. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because now Jonathan had a father. His father passed when he was a little kid. But, bastards are supposed to be children who don't have, or not married to the parent. Right. So I told him his new name is going to be Bastard. What you tell me, Jonathan?
I said, God, it's going to be a problem.
So I guess the name does matter.
Yeah, it does matter.
All right. So I guess I can't be calling you out of your name, right? Absolutely. I can't use generality, right, no, Jonathan?
No.
So either call you Jonathan or something that's close
don't
to
say
it.
nothing.
Excuse me, or don't say anything at all. So when you use, again, Yahweh, you know what I'm saying, then you're using the correct name. And if you use any other name, then according to the third commandment, thou shalt not use the name Yahweh in vain. Then you got to remember that is applicable. That's not something that we allow to just, use our own manly insight or wisdom on. Right. So to the prayer point of it is that wisdom comes from above. Right. So if we really wanted, our children to be able to be free thinkers, right? Then we would have never taken the ability to pray or the ability to have a conversation about the Creator from them. No. Because that is the one entity that allows you to ask questions, to think out the box, absolutely, receive information, absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Right. That's not what we would conceive programmed. Right. Because you can't program one spirituality. Right. You can try to influence it. Right. And if you get stuck in religion, then you can be controlled. Absolutely. And the religion is what's controlling you because you're going through these behaviors. Now you're like you're a sheeple. You're just kind of following whatever the tradition. So the tradition say I go to church on Sunday, so I go to church on Sunday.
Or celebrating Thanksgiving.
Well, if that's what the tradition is.
Right.
And see, and some of these things are sore spots for people. People get all, in their feelings.
In their feelings.
When you start bringing up some of these things,
Absolutely.
right? Like God, its origins, or Thanksgiving and its origins.
Right.
And, at the end of the day, if it's about family, Thanksgiving, since you brought it up, if it's about family, well, to me, being about family is every day.
Right.
I don't need a certain day of the year to break bread with the people that I love.
Right.
I mean, why would I? I want to break bread with the people I love every day. Every opportunity I have to break bread. I don't need a special day of the year to go buy a turkey.
Right.
Hell, they sell turkeys 365 days a year. So if I want to have turkey or dressing or apple pie or corn pie.
I can do it Wednesday, not Thursday.
That's right. I can do it Monday. You know what I'm saying? I can do it anytime I want to. And if it's football season, I can catch a game on any Sunday,
Absolutely.
Saturday, or Friday, or Thursday night. Excuse me. So, but when you start looking at those kind of things and asking those questions, then, I'll use Thanksgiving. Its origins goes back to war.
Absolutely.
It's war. It's Europeans at war with Aboriginal people. You call Native Americans. Thanksgiving came from war.
Right.
They were warned.
Mass murders.
Yeah, they were warned. It wasn't because, social engineering programming at school told us that the Pilgrims came, and the Native Americans came over there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they came and took lives.
And brought corn and pumpkins and all that. That's not the fact, guys. I know you'll find that in your history book. But, man, if you could just go Google up origins of Thanksgiving and start finding out, some of these atrocities that happened, that St. Thanksgiving was a celebration because they were victorious with the mass slaughter of Native Americans, Aboriginal people, copper-colored people. Right. So, but again, now see, we made a bunch of enemies. Right? Because how you poo-poo on Thanksgiving. Right. The great family day for all of us,
How dare you?
How dare you? How dare you, question you free thinker. Right. You see what I'm saying? Right. But if you want to have integrity and you truly cared about the future and you cared about the growth and development, then, you would understand that people don't have to think the way you think to be accepted. Right? People don't have to believe the way that you believe to be accepted. What you should always be in search of, Jonathan, is the truth. Right. You follow me? As the old saying, there's always three, how do you say, I'm going to probably get this wrong. There's always, three answers, three truths. No, three questions. I'm screwing it all up anyway. But your truth, my truth, then the truth.
Exactly.
The real truth. And we should be always interested in the truth. Unless we want to manipulate or be cunning.
Or stay in the box.
Yeah, stay in the box. If we want to, get everybody to do something that we want them to do, then of course we can be cunning and manipulating, deceiving, right? And then, but if we want to be honest, then honesty simply, if you want to know the truth, if we want to have the honest information, the true information, then as it goes back to, being a free thinker is someone who can critical think in an environment where critical thinking and thinking things outside of the box or beyond the norm is acceptable. You follow me? And, and in doing that doesn't mean you're about chaos or you're someone who doesn't want to cooperate. It just simply means that you can become a true contributor.
Absolutely.
And you can make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
You follow me? And then, Yahweh will bring you the wisdom and knowledge. Absolutely. And I'm going to end this with this little quote. And I'm proud of myself because, I know the 23rd Psalm, the Lord is my shepherd, and I know the Lord's Prayer, our Father. But I just learned a new one, and it is, I know the plans that I have for you, says the Lord. A plan to prosper you and not to harm you. A plan for you to have hope in a good future. That's Jeremiah 29:11. So I'm kind of proud of myself, so I thought I'd share that. Kat. And that's what we leave for you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for your time, guys.
Get in flight.
Get in flight. Bye now. 14:55.
Go ahead.